So this is the Independence Hall National Visitor Center. You can see in the distance something called the Constitution Hall. You know, that's very nice to go to. This is in Philadelphia, Pennsylvania, and it's on 5th and Market. Very nice location, very convenient to everything. Convenient to transportation, convenient to buses, and they've tried to make it very nice for people to see everything. So I'm just giving you like a little view of everything. This is like Constitution Hall there, and you can see how it's just beautiful. And right there is the Liberty Center. That's where they have the Liberty Bell. You can see all the people waiting in line, you know, just for a chance to see it. And it's nice to see. However, once you go in, you quickly see the Liberty Bell, and then you leave. But it gives you a lot of history as to what's going on. So what we're gonna do is we'll take like a quick little tour of everything, just to give everyone an idea, like a little overview of what's here. So we'll just take a little walk past the Liberty Center, just to see what it's like. This is for everyone who might think about coming to Philadelphia and who hasn't had a chance yet to come to Philadelphia. So this way, it's to everyone's advantage. When they do come, then they know a little bit more about what might be going on and how convenient everything would be. And they really made a very good point about building this whole area up. And they built a lot of these buildings maybe 10 or 15 years ago, just to allow for visitors better access to everything. And you can see how this beautiful August 6th day, a lot of people really enjoy coming around here. And again, this is just to give everyone an overview as to what's going on. And here again, we'll take another look. The National Constitution Center, and then here, the Visitor Center, all the people protecting the park. And you can see here, just everything there. And then we'll take like a stroll past the Liberty Bell, then also past Constitution Center, so that people can see what it's like, you know, how everyone is basically, you know, waiting in line just to see what things are like. And this is just a stroll. Now, Philadelphia, what people might realize or might not realize, was once the nation's capital also. And what happened here was they made it the capital, then they moved the capital to New York, and then they moved the capital from New York to Washington, D.C. So what we're doing is, what we see here in front of us is the buildings that were used as like the Supreme Court, as also the House of Representatives, and also the White House. And that's an area that we'll take a quick look at. But this is just so people can get an idea of what the Liberty Bell Center looks like. You can see here how they just made this like about a couple years ago, this special area here, kind of like to signify people coming to the US and the executive branch. You can see here what they have for the Liberty Center. And this is all, as I said, brand new. So they just recently built this so that people have a better idea of what's going on with the Liberty Center. And history lost and found. You can see this here. These are like the foundations of some of the early homes. You can see here foundations of the early homes. And that has always been here. They just had it underground before, and that's why they just wanted to build it so that people could have a better idea of what is here. And here, you know, little image of like brief history of slavery in Philadelphia. And this was part of the Freedom Trail. And here's another view of what we just passed, where they're showing the foundations of some of the early merchants' homes, merchants' shops that are here in Philadelphia on 5th and Market Street. in Philadelphia. So we'll just take another view here of the center. Now again, they just recently built this, and this is Independence, as you can see from the sign, Independence National Park. So it's very nice for a lot of people to be here. You can see here another memorial. That's the National Jewish Museum in the different distance. That's the museum for the whole United States. And this is the area that we just left that you can see in the distance where we have the Constitution Center, and there's another part of the Constitution Center that we took a look at. And here you can see all the people just waiting in line. This is people wanting a chance to see what the Liberty Bell looks like and kind of understand a little bit of American history. And so a lot of these people are tourists from outside of Philadelphia, of course, because what happens in a lot of places is people who are from the different cities choose not to see what's in their city. So you have a lot of people from outside of the city who choose to understand more about the city. And again, as I said earlier, they really built this whole space up to allow for an increased number of visitors, which is very good because it's all about commerce and economics, and that's what people really enjoy. Cities really enjoy that, but also you want to make it a pleasurable experience for the visitors of a city, and that's not always easy to do. It takes a lot of planning, especially for something like this as a national park. Takes a lot more planning than you might think. So here it's just seeing the memorial. What they're doing is they're trying to limit the number of people that come in at one time because they just don't want to have it overwhelmed inside. If you actually see the Liberty Bell and the space around the Liberty Bell, it's actually not that large of a space to see the Liberty Bell. So they don't want to have too many people surrounding the Liberty Bell at one time. So they're gauging how many people to allow in at one time. And we'll take just a quick look at the Liberty Bell too. So again, this is part of the area where it is. And this is where someone can kind of take a look at the Liberty Bell from outside. And you can almost see how you can see the Liberty Bell from here. And very nice, and like the different parks, different officials watching everything, and they're trying to keep people at a distance because what happened in the past, someone tried to take a hammer to the Liberty Bell, and that wasn't good, you know.
Crack-headed guy?
And
it's on the other side.
And this is another view, taking just a view all the way around the Liberty Bell, and you can see what a beautiful architectural job they did here too. And so like here we're taking a look at the Liberty Bell here, and this is giving everyone a better view, and you can just see in the distance, like right behind where the people are taking their pictures, that's the Liberty Bell. And you can see, as I mentioned earlier, they're just trying to limit the number of people. Like when you see all these people waiting in line, what they're really doing is, it's not that there's so many people waiting in line, it's just that they're limiting the amount of people who can come in, because as you can see here, there's only a limited amount of space around the Liberty Bell. So, and it's important that they not overcrowd the space, because that wouldn't be good. And here you can see this is one of the places that what they had is they had the President's house, the House of Representatives, and the White House, or the house where the President lives, and the Supreme Court. This here is the President's house when the U.S. was first founded, and when they were doing everything in Philadelphia, when the seat of government was Philadelphia. And then this is where Constitution Hall. This is where they signed a lot of documents early on. This is a national park too, and that over there is the first Supreme Court. So you can see that, and then like again, this is like Constitution Hall Constitution Mall, and you can see how great it is just to be around here. It's as I said, a beautiful August day. So you have all the tourists from all over. And Philadelphia is one of those cities that people love to visit because it's not really expensive. And I think that makes it very easy for people to be around. And there's a heightened sense of security also in this whole area because they just want to make sure that not too many people are around. You can see how there's not too many people walking on that side because they've made sure to limit access. You can see the police everywhere, so people visiting have nothing to worry about. And so we'll just take a little trip around just to get a better idea of what this part of the national park looks like. And it's like a very big park in the back of the Liberty Center. And a lot of people really kind of like that because that allows them, after they see Constitution Hall, the Supreme Court, and everything, sometimes people want to relax a little bit too, and that's what they do. And so for them, they actually enjoy it. This whole area that we're in is called Society Hill. It's a very old part of the city, and it's the part of the city that was first founded a couple hundred years ago. And all the buildings around here are very old too. However, when you look at the brick, it doesn't really look that old. It looks maybe like 70 years old, but it's actually a couple hundred years old. And that's what's so fascinating when you see everything. And you realize that it's like so old, but the brick has kept, has not been too worn. So I think that's part of the nice part of everything. So here we're going to be going to the back area. Well, not quite back area because I guess it's restricted, but we're just going to take a look here, take a look around the other side of the back area. This way we don't necessarily have to go into the back. We can just see what everything is like. So now here, just to give everyone a little idea of everything, we're at 5th Street and Chestnut. So we're just going to take a look at some of the buildings around here, just to give anyone who wants to visit Philadelphia a chance to better see what the neighborhood looks like. And you can see some of the older places that are around here.
Are you kidding?
And all the parks that are here. We're actually going around to the other side just to have a better idea of what the back side of Constitution Hall looks like. There's just a beautiful park there that's free that people should visit, and it's a very nice thing to see, where people can just enjoy the rest of the day in this beautiful little park. You can see here this park, and we'll take a little trip inside the park. You can see this is like right behind Constitution Hall, all the beautiful space around here for people. But this isn't exactly part of the same park, what we're seeing there. What we're seeing here on this side of the street is Independence Square. It is part of the park, and a beautiful park for people to see. Now, we had seen the front part of the buildings, the Supreme Court, the House of Representatives, where they made a lot of the laws right there, where you see people waiting, and then the White House, and this is like right behind it. And you can see how it's just beautiful. And as I said, this is Society Hill, and a lot of people really like being here. This is a very nice area of the city, and a lot of people choose to live here and in Rittenhouse Square, but that's for some people that choose to live in the city. There are other people that have chosen to not live in the city, that have chosen to live in the suburbs. But in the last 20 years, urban living has become very, very popular. And there's been just a great revival of the whole urban living scene. And that's what has prompted the prices of a lot of the real estate here to just soar. And so a lot of people And this is a statue of Mr. Barry. You can see here everyone just enjoying the park because it's a very nice summer day. And again, this is the backside of Constitution Hall, and they have like the tours inside Constitution Hall. It's restricted, security access. You have to buy tickets also, but I think it's worth it. It's a chance to see history, and who knows when someone might visit this area again. So I think it just makes sense to spend the money, see what Constitution Hall looks like, see what history, what made part of history. And you can see here from the distance where we were. You know, it's just looking at through Constitution Mall, and there it's like the rest of the buildings, and you could see people really enjoy this. So it's well worth the trip. And you can see everything else here.